Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody. Thank you for being here. I decided to do a live show today because happy Wednesday. Mute that out. I decided to go live today because my friends Derek and Gregory from D&G Explorers that were on this birthday cruise didn't get a chance to go live. They due to some work schedule issues and stuff like that. So I was hoping to be in their live today, chatting with everybody and all that stuff. But since they weren't going live, I thought, oh, this is a good opportunity to go live and just talk about this cruise that I was on, my birthday cruise on June 10th. So, so I had made some notes of things that I wanted to discuss with everybody, especially those who are going on the Radiance, going after us and stuff. So, so I just want to say, Mercury, I don't know if you're still in here, but hello, thank you for being in here. I was chatting with Mercury on YouTube. He or she, were commenting on one of my videos and told them to pop in. So there they are. And then my friend Evan's here, and he's going to be joining me up on the video here in a second. And Wanda, who is with me there, cruising for food, she is also in the live. And there, Mercury's still here. Happy birthday! Thank you, Mercury. I appreciate that. You can't comment. Okay, I'm going to bring you in, Evan. So hang on a second. And then hello, Sharkbait Lucky and Michael Von Hussen. Hi, everyone, and welcome in. There's my brother, Sir Gary the Beaches. Welcome in. Let me bring Evan in here real quick, and then we'll get started. Hey, Ev.
Hold on, I need to do a deep V.
All right. So
no, it's weird. It's telling me that I need to subscribe to your channel, which I am on both my accounts. But then it let me do it. So I don't know if that's just something that's just maybe popping up to everybody now.
It's in subscriber only mode. That's something the live shows allow you to set it at and stuff. So that way, it just gets a way for people to subscribe to the channel. But that's weird. Not sure. Let's see here. D Rose. Hello, y'all. Hello, right back at you, D Rose. And Kathy's in here. So Kathy was another person that was in the on that birthday cruise. So as we're getting everybody in here, I'll just kind of just talk about who was there with me and just kind of get started before I get into the review part of it. So last year, just kind of a little brief history. So last year I did a meetup in San Diego, land-based meetup with a group of people, and that was really fun. And I was going to do another San Diego meetup here this year, but the hotel prices were just crazy, and it was growing and growing. The other group were able to do it in advance, and they got a good rate at a hotel that was like 30 minutes from where I was, and I was able to pick them up and shuttle them. But the amount of people that wanted to come and this and that, it got to the point where it was getting hard to manage. So I said, you know what? Why don't we go on a cruise together? So that way, the hotel costs are kind of embedded, the food costs, and all that stuff. So with that. So I decided to do that. And so some people were able to make it. Some people weren't with that change. And so that there were some people that were able to, and that was, Evan had originally, my wife was going to try to make it, but couldn't do it. So Evan ended up joining me on this one. I had Wanda and her husband, Daniel, joining me, and Derek and Gregory from D&G Explorers that I mentioned earlier. Kathy, who's in here in the chat, one of my good friends, Dan and Nancy Fields, who are supporters in the cruise community, and same with Beth and Doug Ullinger. So it was just a nice, fun group that were able to join us there. So, hey, Billy G, I see you up there. Welcome in. And Mercury also disembarked the Radiance on Monday. Mercury was on the same cruise and with us. And so, Mercury, feel free to pop in if there's some things that from your experiences and maybe some things that maybe we didn't do that you did, and people have some questions, feel free to help answer some of those questions. Is it September yet? I'm ready to cruise. Yeah, no kidding. It seems like forever. I was telling Evan, hey, Meg, I see you there. Welcome in. Who else? I was telling Evan, I've been cruising every month since January on the Radiance. And just knowing that maybe I won't be able to cruise in July, and then my next one will be August, is kind of wearing on me. But Evan reminded me that he doesn't have another one booked till December. So
Heartbreaking.
So Mercury is saying that the ship rocked quite a bit. So I'm lucky. I'm one of those people that don't get I don't really feel a lot of that motion or motion sickness and stuff. Evan, did you feel any of that? I mean, you felt a little bit when we were, how when they stop outside of Ensenada or park, the day before. And I know that's usually when people on that Saturday on the C day. I know that's usually when people complain the most. Mercury, was that on that Saturday by any chance? Because it seems like that's the one day that everybody tends to feel it more than others, just because it's
I barely felt it even on that day. I thought it was really smooth.
Other than that, I enjoyed it. Yeah. So yeah, let me know. Was it that Saturday by any chance before we went to Ensenada, that C day? Because again, the other cruise we were on May 13th, somebody else was. Yes. Okay. So that was the other thing, is that people were saying that same thing when it was just kind of parked out there is when they felt it. So if you're prone to it, I didn't feel much rocking it on. I usually get motion sickness. Gotcha. Hey, Sean, I see you there. Welcome in. Saying hello to everybody. That's Evan's wife. So yeah, that was kind of just one of the things that, I luckily, like I said, I don't have that issue. Luckily, of the 16th, I don't know, whatever cruises I'm at now. I just haven't had that problem, luckily. So I'll go ahead and get started. We're at 5 after. I know people are still kind of rolling in. I'll just start with embarkation day. So Evan and I drove out to San Diego to stay at my parents' house the night before. We drove up Friday morning. We left around 8-ish, I think. And we got there maybe a little before 8. I think like around 7:45 a.m. And then we got up there just after 10. Ran into some more traffic than I think of all the times I've driven from San Diego there. I think this last time we ran into the most traffic we ever have, and mostly up in the Long Beach area. We got to the terminal. We found parking. That was not an issue. Parking's never an issue. And I mentioned that in the past. I mean, there's a large structure, and they have the overflow parking as well. So that wasn't an issue. Dropped our stuff off with one of the porters, and went to the terminal. I'm just trying to remember. I didn't see anybody doing any kind of checks before we got to the terminal. But when we got to the terminal, they were checking, making sure we have our masks and boarding pass and all that stuff. And then we went in. And so here's the funny part. Hey, I see Doug in there. Doug and Beth were with us on that cruise. Welcome in, Doug. Thanks for being here. So this is the fun part. So I told Evan, hey, Evan, he used Verify this time around. I didn't. And we wanted to test how long would it take, since we're both going in, by ourselves, right? No family and stuff. So take this for what it's worth. So he went to the one we purposely asked to be like close to each other. So he went to the tabletop to the left or right of me, whatever. And I went, and we got through at the exact same time. So I just had my paperwork ready and my little clipboard, handed him, boom, boom, boom. And Evan handed him the Verify. And we literally finished at the same time and went to the next phase. So anything you want to comment on that, Evan, before I take some of these questions?
It's just, an incredible feat that they do. This was by far the largest capacity I've ever sailed with. The one before this one, we were at 3,100. This one was almost 3,400. And the way that Carnival's got their process set up where they stagger people in, we were the first ones, and we were in boarding group A01. We got to the terminal, and there was a lot of people out there, but those were the people who were just getting off of the 4-day cruise. So when we got in, there was literally nobody. We walked right up to one of the tables. After that, we went right up and got our check-in photo done. Hani was able to go to the platinum line, and I waited in the regular line. So Hani was in and out real quickly. I had probably about 10 people in front of me. Probably there were like 3 or 4 parties in those 10 people. So I got through pretty quickly, but we went in, met up with everybody and sat down and hung out and just talked until they started boarding us. But with such a huge capacity on board, and it was not bottlenecked throughout the entire process, was incredible. It's a great job that they're doing.
Yeah, it is. It is great, for sure. So the first question we have here is, did we test COVID-19 before we got? Yes, you'll definitely have to do testing before you go, depending on your depending on your booster status, it'll be either 48 or 72 hours prior to the ship. I've always used eMed, the online, proctor option. So I ordered the tests and I do the proctor. Evan, I always use either CVS or Walgreens, and
CVS.
CVS, yeah, and he's boosted, so he does it 72 hours before. I do not have the booster, so I do it 48. Let's see. Parking for me was easy, surprisingly. Yeah, I think a lot of people, the question is, do you have to make reservations? Is there enough room? And as you'll see, it's definitely a lot of people popping in here, so I want to get through these. But yeah, definitely super easy. Okay, now it's working. Hey, y'all. Hey there, Sharon. Is this Shay? I'm guessing Shay. I could tell kind of by the profile picture. Welcome in, Shay. I think that's Shay. Let me know. I could be wrong. Pro tip, parking isn't bad. Hey, John, welcome in. Pro tip, parking isn't bad, but if you want covered parking, earlier is better. Yeah, definitely. If you want that covered parking, get there early. Now, keep in mind, they've been, I've heard different things from different people. Luckily for me, every time I showed up, even if I'm a little early, in the past, they've let me in, but I know some people said they showed up early and did. So as long as you don't mind just sitting outside, people watching, then show up early, get yourself that great slot, a great spot there. Hey, Rhonda, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I love setting out of Long Beach. They're so efficient in getting people checked in. Yeah, I haven't since the restart. I've only sailed out of Long Beach, so I don't know any different. And so thank you. Yeah, I know, Wanda, you've cruised on many different ships and ports, so it's good to know. That's great feedback. G Prado, hey there, G, and I'm on the Carnival Radiance right now and used all your videos for tips. I love the all for tips that we're having. But thank you. You know what? And I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way. Many times on the ship, people have come up and said, "Hey, I used you. I watched all your videos and this type of thing." And I appreciate it. I always tell them, I'm glad you found them helpful, because that's the whole purpose, right? When you do informational videos, it's not sexy. I get it, but the information, as long as it's helpful and I can have a little bit of fun with it and some personality, it goes a long way. So thank you for that feedback. Excuse me. I hope you're enjoying the cruise right now, and let us know if there's anything going on that we need to be aware of. If I say something that's changed, I know things are changing constantly, so if something's changed from our June 10th cruise to now, feel free to pop in and let me know in the chat. Deroxable, is there testing at the port? There is, and it's $100. No more of that $10 testing. So you might want to double check. Go on the Carnival website, look for the have fun, be safe protocols. I think the website for the testing is goccl.com. If one of the moderators could go and just verify, I think it's goccl.com, and drop the link for Deroxable, please. Thank you. Let's see. That's awesome. Let's see. Any other questions and thoughts? At least I think it is. What was that? I must have missed something. Sorry, Mercury. You can test at the port with an appointment. Okay. Yeah. I know you have to. I know the $10 one is gone. That I know for sure. And I think it's $100 now. I'm listening, doing paperwork for work. Thank you. No problem. Yep. Okay. I did get it right. It is Shay. Well, thanks for being here, Shay. I've been interacting with Shay on Facebook and stuff, so thank you. Appreciate you being here. Yep, that's me, Shay. Thank you. How do I make an appointment if I need to? Yeah, if hopefully somebody will drop in that link. I'm almost positive the website is goccl.com. I can verify real quick here on another screen, but that's usually where you can go. Maybe it's not that. I'll try to Deroxable. I don't know if we're connected on Facebook. If you want to reach out to me on Facebook, and if somebody doesn't drop it in here for you, I'll find that and send it to you. I have it handy somewhere, but I will get it to you. Let's see. I had someone else make an appointment. Sorry, I can't help. Yeah. So okay. What are some good tips for the first timers when you get to the port in Long Beach? Well, I'll tell you. Go ahead.
I got props. Honey turned me onto this one. A clipboard where you have, in this case, I have my boarding pass and my COVID results. Sorry. So when you're walking up, you're not fumbling through papers. You've got everything right here. I carry my backpack with my whatever I'm bringing on. But you hold this in your hand, and the first thing they say to you is, "Can I see your boarding pass?" Boom. Everything they want to see is right here. That was a great tip that Hani told me about. I think it was after my second cruise I started doing this one. Just real easy.
Sorry, real quick. Yeah. So Deroxable, that's the website. Thank you, Meg. You're awesome. So docgo.com/carnival. That's where you'll go and make your appointment. So thank you, Meg. I appreciate that. Hopefully that helps you, Deroxable. Sorry, going back to the question. So yeah, absolutely. That clipboard, and that just goes back to the whole thing about using Verifly versus just using your paperwork. Again, this was just Evan doing it and me doing it. Now, if you have a family 3, 5, 7, whatever, it might, maybe one or the other could take longer, right? Because you're doing everything via an app. You're gonna have to switch to people's names. It may be the same. One may be better or worse. I don't know. I could just tell you, for us, it was the same exact amount of time for us to go through. Other tips, Michael, I don't know if you've seen, I know we've interacted on Facebook. I recognize the name. Did you see the video I put out about the Long Beach Cruise Terminal? I think that one you'll find very helpful. So if you haven't seen it, let me know. And maybe one of the mods can drop the link in here or just hit me up on Facebook. But that one will have a lot of good information for you, especially as a first timer. I'll come back to this question, but just in case other people are answering in the chat. And if not, I'll give you some other items from that. Thing about staying out of Long Beach that you get a beautiful view of the Queen Mary. Oh, yeah. You sound like Evan. He loved the view of the Queen Mary.
My first thing when I get on board, you knock out that muster drill. That Carnival tells you it takes 5 or 10 minutes. It doesn't. You literally take a minute and a half. They show you how to put on a life vest, and then you're gone. They got to do it. You can't hide from them. Right after we do that, we usually, if we're able to drop our bags off in the room, if not, we just bring them with us. We go grab food. We sit down, and we usually sit in these round tables facing the back of Queen Mary. And I could just sit there and look at that view all day. It's just when you're sitting on a somewhat modern ship, it's not the Panorama, which was a modern day marvel staring at the Queen Mary, but now you're on Radiance, totally upgraded, looking at it. It's like a throwback in time. It's classic, it's classy, and it's just a gorgeous view.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And it was nice before it got shut down that it didn't. I'm going to address that here in a second. But before, like when going on cruise with the family, we'd get there early, and if you had your boarding pass, you can get on the ship for free. We'd go and sit and have coffee on the Queen Mary, just kind of relax, and there was no rush. It was definitely a nice option to have. So hopefully, after they do what they got to do, it'll be open up again for people to be able to do that, because it was definitely a nice option. The reason I address this, I know Blaine from Really Creative Travel is having some fun. I can't tell you how many times people ask us, even outside of cruising, hey, are you guys brothers? Are you guys brothers? We got to the point where we're just like, yeah, we're brothers. We get it. We get that.
It's just easier.
What are we looking for? Meg got it. We were looking for the Carnival testing website, Blaine. Thank you, though. There it is again, just in case anybody else needs it, docgo.com/carnival. Let's see here. Let's go through. Nothing changed, but they did announce a medical emergency at 1:30 a.m. to all staterooms. Ambulance took someone off here in Ensenada. Passengers were all shook up to the tone. Oof, ouch. Yeah, you know what? I think the cruise just prior to ours, the June 6th one, they had a medical evacuation as well. So thoughts and prayers to the family and the person that got evacuated. That's always, it's a floating city, right? That's the thing I think, I want to remind first-time cruisers and newer cruisers it's a floating city. And you've got, our cruise, as Evan mentioned earlier, had over 3,300 people on there. And the cruise after us, we were told, had 3,600 booked. Now, how many people cancel, no show, don't get allowed to board? So what that final number is, but they had 3,600 booked. So think about it, that many people of different, ages and health, conditions and all that stuff. So you're always going to end up with potentially something like that happening. But sorry that shook everyone up there. Let's see here. Just a bunch of highs and hellos. Just trying to get through some of that. Hey, Dave, I see you there, buddy. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Kelly and Tammy's Journey, I see you in there. Furman Ochoa, welcome in. Saying hi, honey. Hi back to you, Furman. Thanks for being here. I'm sure it's coming in as soon as the ports remove the requirements to. Oh, it must be an answer to something to blame. So, okay, so going back to the embarkation question that was asked earlier, right? It's a city. Always beware of your surroundings. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are they doing the $10 test at the port? No, I was just mentioning, you must have just popped in. I was just mentioning they are not doing the $10 testing anymore. I think it's 100. I don't know if it's gone up, but I know that at some point it went from the $10 to $100. I don't know if they've raised that fee. And that, I don't know if you saw that link I was displaying earlier. That's the website to go and make a registration or to register for it at the port. But I would tell you, I mean, if you can, go try to get tested. I know I saw a lot of people talking on Facebook that it's getting harder and harder to find places to test. I'm guessing maybe around that LA area or whatever. So, okay. Thank you, G Prado. It's still $100. Okay. I did. Thank you. Okay. Good deal. So while we're just waiting for some other, I accidentally swallowed. Oh yeah, you mentioned to me that you hit your head. Is that the same time when you hit your head on the water slide? Yeah, those things, man. They'll salt water. Yeah, it is salt. Yeah, those water slides. Mercury was mentioning that they were going down the Twister one and they hit their head.
Connie, I think you overlooked a very important topic.
What's that?
It's back from Doug Ollinger.
Oh,
one of the things he said, he enjoyed looking at the Queen Mary and he enjoyed staying at the Hotel Maya. Wanda chimed in that she'd like to stay at Hotel Maya. The most important part about the Hotel Maya, I mean, the location is great. Parking, if we get that, the park and sale package, it's a good deal unless it's peak time, then it's expensive. But the best thing is those cookies. They give you those fresh, baked, hot chocolate chip cookies that are like nothing I've ever had. It's worth the stay for those alone.
The chat jumped on me, so I missed it. So good catch, Em. Thank you. So let me go back to some of those things I missed. So Mercury saying Queen Mary fans and Carnival passengers together strong. Yeah, absolutely. Doug saying also enjoyed seeing the Queen Mary staying at the Hotel Maya. It was a pretty cool place. You could actually walk to the port from it, but they also offered a free shuttle to and from. Yep, absolutely. And we definitely utilized the two, not to the port, but not back from there. Evan's daughter picked him up, so he didn't utilize it. I was not able to get through to get the shuttle, so I ended up just Ubering over, to be honest with you. So that was kind of a bummer, but hey, it is what it is. It wasn't that expensive, I was just impatient. I didn't want to wait any longer and wait to try to get through to them and to get a shuttle. Still at work. No worries, Chuck. Thank you, though. Thank you for popping in. I understand it's probably still work time for some people. I hear the Queen Mary should open by November or October. Oh, that would be nice. That would definitely be very nice. They're Batman and Robin. Yep, for sure. That'll be neat when it's open again. I'd love to take a tour of it. Yeah, Doug, I agree. I had friends of ours that stayed there and spent the night, did the haunted ghost tour and all that. So I would love to do that. You think other cruise? What's that?
I did the haunted ghost tour with Sean. Way back when he was pregnant with Shelby, so that's over 20 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I'd love to do it. I would definitely love to do that, even if it's just not staying there. Yeah, to just do the haunted ghost tour. Do you think other cruise lines will remove testing like Viking? Yeah, Blaine, I don't know. I hope that we're trending in that direction. I know that people are still, and not that this change it, right? The testing would change anything because everybody that's going on right now is being tested and is vaccinated. Like 5%, right? But people are still getting COVID, but we don't know if that's really even just happening on the ship. It could, people are traveling to the cruises and, traveling back. There's any opportunity that they could have got the cruise or got C-19. I know YouTube doesn't like us saying the C word, but anyway, so they still might because again, even with everybody testing, it's still happening. So I don't know that removing the testing will change anything in that respect. So, okay. So that's some of the older stuff from before it jumped. So I'm trying to get back up to, this is one thing I hate about StreamYard, which is what I use to stream out. It does this thing where the chat just jumps and then you lose your place. So bear with me. It's here. Okay, no, that was the day before. Oh, that's the saltwater or the bumping the head. So those were two different things. Hello, Hydred Head Gal, welcome in. Hello, how are the rooms on deck 6, 6200 area forward balcony? I stayed in. I'm looking here. I know it was a deck 6 room. I stayed in 6279, and it was a balcony. I believe it was kind of in the middle of the ship, if I remember correctly, and it was fine. If you're more forward, so like 6200, so yeah, you're going to be way in the forward. You're like in the front of the ship. Some people say, oh, if you stay in the middle of the ship, there's less issues and stuff. But I honestly, I haven't stayed in one of those balcony rooms. But if you look at, I did a video of the room 6279. So if you're curious what it looks like, excuse me, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a cabin tour of 6279. So EMED's the cheapest way to test since they're no longer free. Yeah, it's a pretty good price because you get the test and the proctor at the same price. I know that some people said they were using the ones that the government was handing out and then paying, I don't know, 25, 30 bucks for the proctor. So that was another thing. I haven't done it personally, so I can't say for sure anything about it, but I know that people have mentioned they were using those. John McIntyre says, while the port is in Long Beach, it isn't really in the city, but at the outer edge. If you're not at the Maya, it can be a good walk from downtown. Yeah, good point, John. Yeah, because the Hotel Maya is literally right next to the terminal. You could walk over if you wanted to, but all those other hotels downtown. Because when we went on the Panorama for Evan and his family's first cruise, we stayed at the Hyatt Regency, which is a really nice place, very nice, but it was not close to the port. We drove in and parked. When I went back at the end of October, I stayed at the DoubleTree by Hilton San Pedro, which was on the other side by the other cruise terminal for the other cruise lines, and Ubered over, left my car there like a parking cruise, and Ubered over. But yeah, John is correct. It is not close unless you stay at the Hotel Maya. Love using the EMET test. So convenient. Yep, absolutely. Sonia Rivera, welcome in, saying hello, guys. Thank you. Hello back to you. Michael, those cookies are yeah, he's talking about Evan's comment about the cookies, the DoubleTree cookies. They're especially when you get them hot. Oh man, they are delicious. Chris Von Wolf, welcome in. So how much is parking? I still need to do my test. Can't find anywhere to do it for cheap. Yeah, so this is been kind of the topic of conversation. So Chris, the parking, to answer your question, is $23 a day there at the terminal. And I don't test locally. I as I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you just popped in, I do the EMED test. We're both in Arizona, and Evan does the CVS testing out here. So anybody local or near the area, well, actually, I shouldn't have just assumed that you're local. Chris, let us know where you're at, and maybe somebody that lives in the area can give you some pointers, or give you some. You should check out Alex, the historian. He does a lot of informational videos about the Queen Mary. Oh, okay, cool. I have to check that out. Alex, the historian. Okay. Yeah, because the Queen Mary is just such a cool place. Getting ready for early dining. Always appreciate your lives and videos. Catch you next time. Thank you, G. Have a good night. Enjoy your dining. Definitely one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight as soon as I get caught up here in the chat, just in case anybody wanted to check it out. Yeah, that's good to know. Alex, the historian. Do you have to make appointments for port COVID testing on cruise day? For port COVID testing. For port? You're talking about at the terminal?
Yeah, if you're going to get terminal.
Yeah. So Chuck, you have to make an appointment, and that's the DocGo whatever website that was copied in here earlier. Hey, I'm just trying to think how you pronounce your name. You pronounce it Rani? Rani? I know we've chatted on Facebook. I just want to make sure. Parking the Port is answering the question for the parking. I found out that a lot of things in common with Randy there. Very nice. Hey, Paul Vines, welcome in. See you there. Doug Ollinger saying cookies rule. Yeah, cookies are good for sure. Yeah, and there it is again, just for anybody that just popped in now and joined. So that's the website for scheduling the appointment for the port testing. It's docgo.com/carnival. So again,
are you able to pin that, honey? The top of another channel?
I have to do it over from from YouTube. Let me go over here and see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Where's Meg? Where you at, Meg? Usually I can. I just can't find her comment.
523.
I see it now. Okay, pin message. Okay, so now for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you should see that at the top, pinned at the top. So thank you.
It is.
Good, good. Can you test at the port day if you don't make it? I don't think so. I wouldn't chance it. I don't know, and I don't want to say I mentioned this before. I don't. This is a pet peeve of mine and Evans. The people that like to just answer questions even if they're wrong, right? If I don't know, I don't know. So I could tell you, I know you have to make an appointment. Whether you could just show up and take your chances, that's entirely up to you. I wouldn't. I'll answer with that. I wouldn't wait. I'd make the appointment. The buffet cookies equal pure satisfaction. Buffet cookie. I haven't had any of the cookies at buffet. I've had some of the ones at the pizza place. And on the slide, I stayed in 2367 deck 2. So we were in 2275 on this cruise, on this last cruise. It was a ocean view cabin. How is the 9200 stateroom? Is the ride good? From it, I haven't stayed in that personally. Kathy, I think if she's still in here, she usually stays in that. She was just nice enough to allow me to film the video, but I haven't stayed in there. So Kathy, if you're still in here, if you could answer, you may already have. If you can answer Furman's question, let him know how the ride is up there in 9200. 2364, just making a correction. I don't think so. You have to prepay when you make the appointment. They usually sell out. Okay, thank you, Wanda. I stayed in the stateroom 2364. Okay, got you. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Yo, honey, I'm glad you had a great cruise. Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, the best part of it, as I mentioned in my Facebook group, is not only did I cruise with a good group of friends that I already knew, but all these other people that I got to meet through the Facebook group and then meet them in real life. The meetup, which is another thing I have in my notes to talk about, is to join these Facebook roll call groups, go to the meet and greets and all that stuff. I can tell you that it was definitely worth doing that. Urgent Care on Cherry and Carson had testing for $60 yesterday. So for the person that was asking, sorry, I'm trying to remember who it was, about testing, if you're in that area, Urgent Care on Cherry and Carson had testing for $60 yesterday. Hope that helps. I stayed in 9282. It was a great location in cabin, says Wanda. Hey there, Dave and Brandy. Welcome in. Oh, my Kindle Fire can't tag. Touche. Touche, Josh. Teeth.
Wait a minute.
Did I miss? Whoa, chat jumped again. Oh, gosh. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Oh, there it is. Chris, I don't know if you mentioned, that was you who was asking, if you saw you're in Orange County. So I don't know how far you are from those streets that John mentioned. The Urgent Care on Cherry and Carson. I don't know if that's in the Orange County area, but I have the government one and tested it, but heard you can or can't use it. So I've heard that people have used it, but you still have to pay for the proctor. The problem is that they were having a hard time getting appointments, proctor appointments. When they were trying, they were sold out. I haven't personally used it, so please make sure you ask or go call Carnival customer service and confirm. So, but I just know that other people have mentioned it. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Hey, honey, hope your birthday cruise was exceptional. Did I miss anything? No, we just been chatting. I haven't even got to my notes yet. A lot of just good conversation back and forth. But I did confirm, Sarah, that the slice of cheesecake, you'll be happy or sad to know that the slice of cheesecake was the smaller portion again. So, and Evan took a picture of it. I think I did too, and I can maybe share that later as it slows down a bit. How much do you tip the porters? Typically, depending on the size of the bag and all that, everybody tips differently. If it's a larger bag, probably like around $3. If it's one of the smaller bags, $2. Yeah, I usually bring 2 luggage, one big, one small. So I tip $5. I feel pretty comfortable with that. What about you, Ev?
Same thing. I have a large suitcase for my clothes and then a smaller, kind of what would be like a carry-on suitcase. That's all my electronic equipment, chargers, camera, whatever. It's in there. I check them both, give him $5. I mean, he's helping me out, or he or she is helping me out enough to where the $5 is a thank you. I don't want to lug that stuff on.
Yeah, we see a lot of people, not a lot, but we see a few people doing it, and we just every time we're like, nope, not us, no thanks. Testing is 2 days prior to the cruise if you're boosted, and 3 days if not boosted. If I recall,
backwards. It's 3 days if you're boosted and 2 days if you're not.
Right. That's correct. Yep. Yeah. So, yo, any cheese Danish on the boat? Did you see any cheese Danish for? Welcome in, Chris Dorks. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, but I couldn't even think about it, but I would have got it. But I went to Sam's Club today and I sent Jim a great Marco Polo, a private polo about the cheesecake. It's always on my mind.
Very good. My cheese Danish buddy. Yeah, we found a cheese Danish as we were driving back from. You're welcome. You're welcome there, Furman. Great. I know I did that. Let's see. Just people answering back and forth. He corrected it. Okay. Yeah, 3 days of booster, 2 days if not. What is one thing that you wish you would have known the first time cruising that you know now? Oh, that's an excellent question, Michael. I'll tell you. Well, Evan's been cruising, a little less time, so I'll give me some time to think, because my first cruise was in 1999 on the Elation.
Yeah.
So Evans was in 2021 October. So I'll let him answer while I kind of think. So go ahead, Evan.
Give me a second to see if anything pops in mind. The problem is that it's difficult for me to answer that because I booked my cruise was originally set for, I believe it was April of 2020. So we got canceled for 2 years. I had 2 years of video watching to do and 2 years of coaching from Hani, and Hani was with us. I mean, I had my own personal tour guide. My family and I had that with Hani. I think on the first ship, the most important thing was just the helpful thing is those magnetic hooks, which don't work on all the ships. Like the Radiance doesn't have magnetic walls or anything like that. But the one thing that he did, that's what it was. The magnetic fan, the little personal fan that I can put up on the wall. I need a fan on at all times when I'm in bed. It just helps me sleep more peacefully. And that was a great purchase and thing to bring along with us. I still use, even though it's not magnetic, I just put it on the little table right next to the bed on the Radiance, and it's great. It makes a huge difference.
So I've thought about it. I know what I would say, and this is a tip I give to a lot of first timers, is get to know that Carnival Hub app. Now, they didn't have it way back when I first started cruising. They brought it in, later on. But I would say even when they did bring it in, I didn't utilize it to its full potential. And they've added so much to it. You've got deck plans, and you've got all the different food places and what time they open and close and all those different things. Heck, I mean, I still peek at it because things change. Like I just found out recently that they added the instead of the late night snacks that have been put on hold, whether it's temporarily or permanently, I'm not sure, but they added the pasta and sandwiches, which I'm assuming is similar to what they had in the late night snacks, into the pizza place from 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I've confirmed that it's on some other ships. The Panorama had it. Somebody told me on the Sunrise they had it. I'm trying to remember who else. Somebody else told me they had it on a different ship. So I would have known that. I was just, looking at the app, just checking things out, and I just happened to see that. So my advice to first-time cruisers: download that app, and when you get on the ship, get connected to it right away, and go to muster first and foremost. Go to muster. Get your muster done. And then, go get your food, get your drink, and when you're sitting down, get familiar with that app. I'm telling you, you'll thank me later for sure. Okay, we're getting way behind, so let me. Whoa. I'm losing weight. I need to cruise soon. That's funny. I got my fingers crossed. Hi, Wendy. I see you there. Welcome in. Glad you made it in, Wendy. We're staying at the Hyatt Centric. Is that close to any dining? I don't know where the Hyatt Centric is. Maybe somebody's answered already this question. If not, if somebody could help Furman out. Now, we stayed at the Hyatt Regency, and there were places that you could walk to nearby if you wanted to. But I'm not familiar with the Hyatt Centric. So if anybody local or is familiar with that area can help Furman out, I'd surely appreciate it. There's Kathy. 9200 is a great cabin. Did not feel any movement or rockiness. So I think that was an answer to Furman's question.
Kathy, you're on that ship about 95% of the time, so you probably wouldn't even feel a hurricane.
That's no kidding. Sarah says the meet and greets are my most anticipated activity. It really sets the tone for the week. Yeah. Gosh, I know I'm so behind. I really want to talk about this. Let me get through this, and hopefully, Evan, if I forget, remind me to talk about the meet and greet. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing. EMET testing is about 28 per test, and you get overnight delivery. Easiest and least stressful way to do it. I agree. I swear by the EMET test. I've had no issues with them. This is 10th cruise total that I've been on, 2 Panorama, 8 Radiance. 12 more days until my first cruise on the Radiance. So excited. I'm so excited for you and your husband, Wendy. Can't wait to see your updates on Facebook and all that. So much for in the LBC. What was that? That reminds me of the rap song. Oh no, the smaller one. I call Malarkey. Yeah, it was. Let's see. I even had the picture prepared to show you. I'm going to do that here real quick. Evan, talk about the meet and greet real quick while I get that picture.
I think this was my first meet and greet. I never went to it. It's just so much going on. I just wanted to do other stuff, and I usually missed it. But I went to there it is. Oh. I went to a shot glass exchange, and that was fun. But it was like you didn't really hang out. But the meet and greet this time was really cool. We got to meet some really neat people in there. That the meet and greet on the first day, you see them the first, second, and third day, and you're always running into them. So it's like you already met them. Several people that we met in there were really, really fun people to hang out with. Was it Crystal and Captain Kirk, her husband? They were really, really fun to see around the ship the whole time.
Yeah, very, very nice people. All right, let me get through these. Thank you. I usually tip $5 also, $5 per bag, usually 2 bags. Okay, cool. I think Josh mentioned that earlier too. They do $5 per bag. Same here, $5 each bag. If it's a porter we know, we do $10. Wow, we need to step up our tipping game, I guess.
How about how we got recognized by the porter?
Yeah. Furman, you're right in the middle at that Hyatt. Lots of good places to go. Thanks, John. Okay, appreciate it. I appreciate you stepping in and helping out with those local questions. I've always just packed a backpack, but have to do laundry at least once during a 7-day. Yeah, I agree. That's one way to do it. Now, especially as Platinum, I get that free laundry, but I still overpack. Let's see here. Are there any clues when duck hunting? I would love to do it with my 5-year-old. I have not. I honestly, in all the cruises I've done, I found one and it was on accident. I don't know if Evan was with me at the time or not, but it was in the pizza area and it just happened to be sitting at the table, and it was a military vet one that was kind of cool. And I don't know where it is. I think it's back there somewhere. And if anybody can help Furman out with that one, I don't do the duck hunting. Like I said, that the one I found was you're singing about cheesecake. Yeah, well, that cheesecake wasn't, like I said, it was definitely a smaller portion. Hey, Rescue with Kimberly, welcome in. Saying hello to everybody. Cruising thumbs up for sure. So Gary says one thing he'd like to know better before his first cruise was don't overpack. Yet we both still do, Gary, right?
You're warned about that from the beginning, and you overpack almost every time.
Absolutely. Wanda's telling Furman, just look everywhere up and down. They're hidden everywhere. Absolutely. Yeah, they are definitely hidden everywhere. Sorry for all the questions. No, Chris, no worries. That's what we're here for. That's what I went live for, is to try to help, based off of my recent experience. And then, of course, as you can see, so many helpful people in here. So please ask away. Sorry for all the questions. Literally stressing out. I have everything checked out except this COVID testing. I only have the government test and need a proctor, and I'm done. Okay, well, see if you can find a proctor to be able to do it. It's the iHealth, I think is what it's called, or maybe just try to schedule and just maybe pay the $100 if you can't get the other one done. Schedule the reservation. Seems to be a hot topic right now. The testing, yeah. I wish I knew to join the roll call group for my first sailing. You establish friendships beforehand, and it does make a difference during the sailing. I love my cruise family. Same here. Absolutely. I'm so glad that I got turned on to the whole Facebook roll call group thing, because I'll tell you, that was my only regret from my January cruise where I went solo for the first time, was I did it. I jumped on late because I got a great deal, and I didn't go in the roll call group. And so, I still, it is what you make it. Luckily, I'm vlogging, so I have things to do to keep me occupied. But it would have been nice to have met people in the roll call group, gone to a meet and greet, and had some people to hang out with for sure. I recorded myself going down the Twister slide. You did? Oh, share the video. Are you in my Facebook group, Mercury? If you're not, join it. It's the Beach Life on YouTube. So I'll just take this minute. For those of you that are not in the Facebook group, I know a ton of people have joined recently, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But join me over there on the Beach Life on YouTube Facebook group. And Mercury, if you're not in there, join and share that video. I'd love to see it. I might post it. Okay, sounds good. Where there are a lot of kids seems to be. Oh, that's the hot topic. The kids. Hell yeah. So yes, there was, to answer your question. Definitely a lot of kids. Here's my thing. I have kids, so maybe I'm a little bit more tolerant of it than maybe some others that are complaining and all that. My only thing was like on the deck parties, there was definitely a lot more kids. So just be prepared for those that are less tolerant. There's definitely a lot of kids out on those deck parties. They're not exclusive to adults. Kids are welcome to join. You know, the cruise directors do a good job of keeping them involved. My only thing is, and this is kids and adults alike, if you're going to be out on the deck party and doing, you know, wanting to do the day, participate. Even if you don't do it right, at least try. Don't just stand there. Please, public service announcement. Don't just stand there, because then people are running into you and, you know, that kind of thing. And it sucks for us, and it sucks for you because you're getting bumped into. And that happened to me multiple times with, especially one older kid, but just was standing there, just standing. And it's like, well, don't you see everybody's dancing? Can you maybe stand off to the side and watch? That's my only thing. Other than that, hey, like, kids are going to be kids. They're going to run around. They're going to have some fun. I mean, we don't, don't want them vandalizing and do stupid things like I've heard on some other ships. But for the most part, it's a family cruise line. If you want an adults only cruise, I said this before, Virgin is catering to that market. So, honey, when is your next cruise from the East Coast? From the East Coast will be September on the Carnival Horizon. I'll be going September 11th. That will be my next cruise out of there. Yes, there was. Talk about the kids. Miracle had the pasta and subs in place of the late night snacks. So, you know, somebody was, when I mentioned that earlier, because I posted that in my Facebook group and all that. And somebody said, well, you know, I hope that doesn't make more work or you know, make longer lines for the pizza place. And Evan, you know, can attest this. They had plenty of staffing. First of all, we were amazed. For 3,300 plus people on the ship, if you had to wait, it was not very long. Even though the line looked long, sometimes when you got out there, it moved really fast. I did ask them when I went up there, said, hey, do you guys have, this was after 11:30, do you have the pasta and sandwiches? The guy said, yes. Do you want one? I said, no, I already got pizza, but I was just curious because I wanted to ask the question. But so, Evan, yeah, I mean, did you ever go there another time when I wasn't with you that there was a long wait or anything?
They did a good job moving it, but what I heard, I don't know if this is correct because I didn't ask the question, but if you wanted a pasta or sandwich, they didn't have them right there to serve, that they would have to basically take the order and get it for you.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was instant. But the line, the first night that we were there, honey, when we went into that line and we were probably about 20 people back. I mean, it probably cleared about maybe 10 people back, and the guys were offering pizza. If they didn't want it and they had the mushroom pizza and nobody wanted it, they would ask anybody else interested. So they were really, really good at moving that long line. And that line can be a real disappointment when you come around the corner to go get a pizza and you see the line backed up from one side of the pizza place all the way to the other side of the ship by Shaq's Big Chicken. A lot of people were just turning around and walking away rather than just see how fast this line moves.
That's true. And that was a good point. I'm glad you brought it up about how he was asking if the people that were waiting, hey, anybody else want mushroom or, you know, the cheese or anything that I ran into a couple ladies on Embarkation Day. They were first timers. They asked me where was my luggage. They were rolling theirs. They didn't know they had porters outside to take their bags.
Oh.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, and the porters do a pretty good job when they see you with luggage. They ask, so that's surprising. I'm sure it happened. I'm just surprised.
People might think that they have to pay for the service. Now you don't pay for the service, but you tip them for the the help. You tip them for making your life easier, because when you're going up to the ship and you're going from the bottom of that terminal up the zigzagging ramps and you're lugging 2 suitcases behind you, you're going to be out of gas by the time you get on that ship. And that's the last thing you want to do. You want to have that energy, go grab lunch, get, muster done, get ready for the sail away.
That's right. This is Kimberly saying that 9201, which is on the other side of, there in the front, was amazing. So yeah, those rooms are very, very nice. Yeah, kids are out of school. Makes sense. Yeah. This is funny. If Gabe, the cruise director, finds out you didn't do your muster station drill, he'll let you until you complete your muster station drill through the intercom. Yeah, even the DJ was getting in on it, DJ 11. He was great. I really like DJ 11. So if you cruise with DJ 11, you like him. The other one that we really liked is DJ Most Precious. I know Wanda really likes DJ Most Precious as well. They have some really good DJs. One time they brought on, I think it was the back-to-back for the celebration. Somebody that was brand new, man, and that was rough. But
you missed the wobble. You don't miss the wobble.
Exactly. So that was a little tough. But other than that, they usually have pretty good DJs on the Radiance.
Talk about if we have time, we should hit on Gabe, how he did.
Yeah. I'm trying to get caught up in the chat.
Yeah.
There's things I made notes about that I want to talk about. Let's see. Where are the putters that take our luggage in Long Beach going this Friday? So Chris, they'll be right. So when you park in the terminal, in the parking structure, as you're walking towards the terminal. So let me correct that. When you park in the parking structure going towards the cruise terminal, right in between there, you'll see them. They'll have vests on. So they're pretty easy to spot. So the porters will be there to take your luggage. And again, I don't know if it was you or somebody else was mentioning earlier, take a look at my video that I did recently about the Long Beach cruise terminal specifically, and all the little hints and tips and tricks. I think you'll find it very helpful, and it'll probably help with, I know you have a lot of stress and anxiety with the testing, but at least it'll help with some of those things as well.
One thing to point out for the baggage, you can go through the parking terminal and not go to the parking area, but they'll route you through to where you can go up, drop off somebody, take the luggage out. And I'm telling you, you're just standing there with luggage, and you're going to have 15 seconds before a porter comes up to you and says, you need some help? They're right there on top of things. But then you can unload your car and then go park your car, so you're not lugging your luggage all the way back to the porters too. That's a pretty good help.
Absolutely. So he's saying, yeah, we've been jumping around. I'm behind in the chat, so yeah, we're jumping around all over the place. I kind of had some notes and stuff, but it's okay. It's we'll talk about whatever people ask. That's really what we're here for. That looks so good, but that's the appetizer cheesecake before the monster. Yeah, that's what it is. It's definitely tiny compared to the one I got in April. I'll skip dinner and eat dessert first.
There you go.
Sharkbait says I usually tip $5 a bag unless they ask for a tip, then $5 total. And some of them will, Sharkbait. That's a good point. Some of them will ask if they think that you're not going to. I wish I could have the cheesecake. Oh yeah, I know. I'm sorry. And one more. Hey, were you able to try Tacos Phoenix? I didn't. I know. The problem was they changed my massage time. I had it at 11, so I thought I would go and do the 1 hour massage and then go afterwards and walk to Tacos Phoenix, but they changed it to 12:30, and I didn't really want to walk all the way out there and walk all the way back. And beforehand and then afterwards, I met up with some friends, and we went to La Guadalajara again, which was one of the things I was going to talk about. So no, I didn't, but I'm going back in August, and it is definitely one of the things I want to do. We did. It's funny. I ran into somebody in the terminal, and then throughout my time on the ship, and they were asking me about Tacos Phoenix, and I never got a chance to. Evan saw them the last night, and they did a little video. It's really cute. I'll have to put that on my Facebook page, but I never got a chance to talk to them and see if they made it out to Tacos Phoenix. So Sharkbait Lucky saying Tacos Phoenix is so great. I know. I just want to get out there and try it. Oh no, I should probably skip it, but I never take the ducks. I leave that for the kids to find and enjoy. That's very nice of you. Thank you, Cruising for Food. Do you know if they have a vest or a Carnival cruise shirt? Usually, I don't know what they wear underneath. I don't know if they're just regular shirts, but usually they have like a yellow, like a fluorescent vest, right? Like a reflective vest. Yeah. Again, if you watch the video, and again, it's just for your help. I don't really care about the views or whatever. I make the videos so people can kind of get a visual and stuff like that, but you'll see what they're wearing. You'll see them in all my Embarkation Day videos, that kind of thing. Yes, it is. The taco spot across the street is also amazing. Yes. Yep. There is one right across the street as well. So if you go to Tacos Phoenix and Tacos Phoenix is really busy, the place right across the street, from what I'm being told, is just as good or pretty good as well. I haven't cruised since 2009. Wow. Okay. I can understand. Definitely having
It's a different world now from what I've heard. I've never cruised before the pandemic, but everybody says it's a different world. And I think that I don't know. I don't know if it's better because I can't compare it, but it's not bad.
No, not at all. Neon Vest, thank you for confirming that. Yep. Look in the mornings, common areas. Okay. It's about the ducks. Quick tip, if it's your first time on the Radiance, the go-to food stand to go to is the guy's burger joint, amazing burgers. Of course, a lot of people, on the Radiance, the one thing that it has that only the Mardi Gras has is Shaq's Big Chicken. I know that's kind of been a lot of people's. So depending on what you're into, if you've had guys, then definitely check out Shaq's. The only other thing I would mention is the barbecue place. If you can get to it fresh, like in the beginning, that would be beneficial too. Yeah, on the Big Chicken. Big Chicken was the go.
You too, Wanda.
On YouTube though. Okay, gotcha. Oh, you're gonna post on YouTube? Okay. All right. Let me know when you post it. I went down the Twister slide and thankfully there was no video. Sarah says Shaq's Big Chicken is our go-to breakfast spot. Oh, I'm drooling. Evan was not a fan of the breakfast.
Oh no.
The biscuit part of it. Big Chicken is our go-to as well. As much as I love Carnival, the new Virgin commercial is pretty funny. I'm intrigued. Yeah, where they have the kids. What is a roll call group? Okay. So in Facebook, when you're in one of them, it's those, the specific group sailing for your group. So there's some, like I'm in the one admin, the Carnival Radiance cruise page, right? And there's another one for Carnival Radiance. So that's one that's like a generic one, right? But then there's also roll call group for those that are not in one or don't know what it is. So there's usually groups for the specific sailing you're on. So the one that we were just on, June 10th, there was one specifically for that. So it's people that are on that sailing, getting together to just chat and get to know each other. That's where you will, create it, like somebody will schedule a meet and greet or host a meet and greet. Usually a slot pool sometimes, shot glass exchange, gift exchange, pub crawl. So it's really nice to get into one of these roll call groups or ship specific, sailing specific, I should say, groups, again, to meet people and that type of thing. Go Guys Burger is my go-to. I've been on cruises where kids took over a ship. They were tossing people. Stop it, Jim. I was pleased with the amount of staff on the ship too. No complaints there. Yeah. It didn't seem as bad, especially like I said. The only place that we saw it, before was in the pizza place, but it seems like they've remedied that for sure. I mean, even in the hey Sherry, I see you there. Even in the main dining room where people were saying it was slow, I didn't see. One thing that I noticed that they did differently this time, Evan. I don't know if you noticed it. Knock it off. Hey, what's going on, Shelby? That's Evan and Sean's daughter and my little niece. I just chatted with DJ11 today. He was really good. But real quick before I go through, is in the main dining room, one thing I noticed that they did differently. You notice that they brought all the appetizers out at one time instead of, kind of. So I don't know if that was part of the thing. So giving luggage to a porters, how does it work? You tell them what room you're in. No, you'll have luggage tags. You need to print out your luggage tags. So when you print out all your boarding documents, you'll have luggage tags that you'll put. So I know some people, and I used to do this before too. I used to staple them on, but like Evan was pointing out, aren't you worried about them falling off? So you could buy these. I don't have one close to me, but these like little plastic sleeves that you could put them in and then put them on your bag. So yeah, you'll have to. Do you have one handy, Evan? So you'll have. So you'll have these. So you put your luggage tag on your bag. So that's how they'll know. If you don't print one out, you forget, it falls off, whatever. In the video again, just gonna mention it. There's people there like where the porters are that can write up a luggage tag for you and give you a paper luggage tag. So
I can't find the little plastic sleeve. You get them on Amazon. They come with this little metal clip that screws in, and you can just type a search in for cruise luggage tags, and they're the plastic ones that when you fold your luggage printed out tag, it fits in there perfectly. You put it on there with this metal, and nothing will come off on there. The boarding passes, like Connie said, you can get them printed at the port if you happen to forget them or if one tears. But they're the key. If that luggage tag falls off because you stapled it, there's no way for them to know whose bag it is, and you're going to go down there and have to try and find your own bag.
Chris, no, you don't have. There is. You still have to go through like a security when you get inside the terminal. So once you've dropped off your bags, they'll do whatever screening and stuff with them from there. But when you go through inside the terminal, if you have a carry-on bag, it's going to have to go through one of those things like you would see at the airport, little security screening thing, and then you walk through a metal detector. But your other bags get taken. But I know some people have been caught with having like alcohol in their bags, or even trying some of those, rum runner type things and stuff like that. So just be aware that if you have anything illegal in your bags, there's a chance it will get caught. What's the earliest you can board the ship? If so, are there any benefits to boarding early? Hey, Ken, welcome in. First of all, thank you for being here. So the earliest I've ever been on was this last time. Because on average we've been getting on around 11:30-ish. This last time I think it was like just after 11, right? That we got on, Evan.
Yeah, I can answer that question for you. The best thing is that when you're on board, they stagger the boarding. So when you get on early, if you're lucky enough to get that early boarding, the ship is yours. I mean, you literally have no lines anywhere. So if you want to go to Shacks, if you want to go to Pizza, if you want to go to Guys, or if you want to go to all three, you're walking right up. And as the day goes on, the ship gradually fills up. So the best thing is you can do whatever you wanted to do, and you're not going to have the normal lines on. Even with 3,300, 3,400 people almost on board, I didn't see any lines except the pizza place that were like crazy. Even the Blue Iguana had a line, but they move you through pretty quickly. Guys had a line, moves you through pretty quickly. So, but that's the best thing. That's what I love about getting on board. As I get on board, I get my Uncle Jerome's from Shaq's Big Chicken. I sit at that table where you're overlooking the Queen Mary, and it's just a great way to start your cruise.
Yeah, definitely getting there before the lines get before it gets busy is a huge benefit. I have a 10 a.m. arrival. Can I go earlier? So I think when you're saying 10 a.m., that's the check-in time. So you can go there earlier if you want to. Again, they may not let you in any earlier. I've heard people say, yeah, they let me in earlier. I think Beth and Doug mentioned that they got in earlier than their check-in time. But if you don't mind and you're willing to go and drop off your luggage and just kind of hang out, if they tell you no, you got to wait till 10 a.m. Like if you get there at 9:30 or whatever, 9 o'clock. If you're willing to just hang out and people watch, I say go for it. But I don't want to give you the impression that you'll go in, because there's been people that told me that they've got there earlier and they were told to wait. So just keep that in mind. Ships usually start boarding around 11:15 a.m. I like to board ASAP so I can muster, grab a guy's burger, and get planted at a bar in Lido while others are still boarding. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I think back in the day there were more specialty restaurants and they were cheaper. I must have missed something. They must have been responding to somebody. How can you get an early boarding? Well, so what? How many people are in here? So here's what I'll tell you. What we do. This is something that I didn't come up with. This somebody told me about it, so I'll share it with you guys. So when you have your check-in time, just keep in mind, especially for those of us on the West Coast, when it's the next day, right? 9 o'clock p.m. is 12 a.m. right? So we are ready to go at 9 p.m. to check in. And what we do is once we get in there, we go skip all the way to the end, right? There's like a skip option. Those of you that have done it before. And then once you get to the end, you'll get your check-in time. And we've confirmed that you'll also get, because we weren't sure if that's when it assigns your zone, your boarding zone, but it also does that too. So you'll get your check-in time and zone. So do that. Just go skip all the way to the end, and then come back and fill everything in. Go ahead, Evan.
Clarification: when Hani's saying skip, you put in like the first stuff, and then at the very bottom of the screen is like where you can go put in your passport ID number, your driver's license number, your MasterCard, Visa, whatever card you're going to use. Those are the things you don't care about. You're going to fill out the first screen, and then every screen after that, you're going to say skip till later, skip until you get the end. And then that screen pops up, and it'll tell you your boarding time. And then all you have to do is you can't print up your boarding pass or your luggage, or I think you can print up your luggage tags, just not your boarding pass, until you fill out all that information. So you can, after you do all that, you can immediately go back in, put in all that information, and then print up your boarding pass. But that's one way that you're just going to skip by the stuff that's going to take a lot of people time.
Definitely. Okay, Chris. Oh, it's my birthday. Oh, happy early birthday. Mine was last Friday. So, fellow Gemini. I'm thinking about buying the Cheers package. So, again, sorry for all the questions. I'm really excited and stressed out. Well, listen. If you're a drinker and you're gonna, if you think that if you do the math and you see that, based on the average drink cost, that you're gonna spend that much daily, then I would definitely, because there's also benefits of getting other things as well. You get the soda as well with the Cheers package, you get the coffee, all those things. So there's definitely multiple benefits to it. So if you know that you can at least break even, right? With the drink package is definitely, with the drinks, then I would say with the alcoholic drinks, then I would say it's definitely worth it. That's the risk you can take. You still have at least 75 minutes before you can board. Yep. I like Long Beach. Okay, people just answering the question to maybe 5-10 minutes earlier. Do you do your online check-in at midnight Eastern? Yep. Okay. If people are just answering, yeah, I want to just skip through. I'd like to show all those things because if somebody's watching this on a replay, I'd like for them to see it. But okay, I'm just going to show. They sell the luggage tags in the Carnival Fun Shop on deck 5. They have, yeah. Oh, the plastic ones, the ones that you could slide the papers in. Okay, didn't know that. That's good to know. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for. Oh, you're welcome, Chris. Thanks for being in here, and thanks
We
for
have fun.
Yeah, I use those same luggage tags. I use them for years and love them. Okay. Let's see. I love getting the mustard drill done, grabbing food and drink and relying. That's my bet. Yeah, absolutely. Wanda, I agree. Getting that mustard done and doing all that for sure.
Routine, sure.
Gotcha. So I'm taking a champagne bottle and 12-pack of soda. That's still okay in luggage, correct? No, you got to carry that on with you. Do not put it in your luggage. So the champagne bottle and the 12-pack of soda need to be with you when you are going through the terminal and checking in. Do not put in your luggage.
Chris, if you're taking the soda on there, you can bring 2 12-packs of soda. If you set it on top of your suitcase and you get like a bungee cord to wrap it around, that way you're just lugging the suitcase. It's a lot of help.
Absolutely. Hey, Jeffrey's Angel, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. Soda and wine champagne must be carried on, unfortunately. Thank you, Sarah, for reinforcing that. I know I'm so behind, so I know a lot of this. 2 different answers. What were the 2 different answers? I think it has to, everybody's saying carry on with your carry on, not your checked luggage. I don't think anybody said anything different. So just okay, now 3. No, it's definitely carry on. I don't think anybody said checks. So carry
Chris,
on.
shoot a message.
Oh, I think that's what's confusing. I'm sorry. It should be with your carry-on. I think you're thinking when people are saying luggage, so they're assuming you're bringing luggage with you. If you're not bringing any luggage with you in the thing, yeah, it needs to be with you when you go through the terminal. I just want to make sure that's clear. I see why there's confusion because most people just check their luggage. They don't bring extra luggage with them on. So that's where the confusion is. Chris, no, it needs to come with you through the terminal, not in your checked luggage. Just want to clear that up. I'm just taking a backpack and my big luggage, right? That's where the confusion is. Your big luggage will be checked when you go through with your backpack. Make sure you have your champagne and your 12-pack with you. Yep. Okay. I did do the massage, Kathy. I did on in Ensenada, and it was great. It was wonderful. Again, it was one of the things I wanted to talk about, but I'm so behind, and we're already an hour 7 into this. So I'm just trying to get caught up, and hopefully we can get back to some of that stuff. My son is him at the massage place. Yeah, he was there. He got there right after I got there. So I could take the soda and champagne in my backpack. Yeah, that's fine as long as it's with you and not in your checked luggage. If it fits in your backpack, sure. And then because that's going to go through the detector. So yes, thank you so much. Sorry, Mr. Said good night. Yeah, I know we didn't. Everybody got split up and didn't really get to do proper goodbyes, so that sucked. I recommend wrapping your wine, champagne, in bubble wrap and put it in your backpack and strap the 12-pack on top of your luggage. Yeah, he's not bringing the luggage with him, so he just has the backpack. So he'll have to carry, unless he fits it in his backpack, he'll have to carry it on. I think I'm caught up finally. Woohoo! They have to check. What's that?
Has this one right here. This is a really good question. I wouldn't worry about what the hub says because you're checking in on the website. So, like Connie said earlier, it starts at midnight, maybe a minute or so later. But if you're on, like we're in Arizona right now, we're same as Pacific time, and they're on East Coast time for Florida. So at 9 o'clock or 8:57, I'm hitting refresh on my computer over and over and over, and it's going to go from sorry, you're too early type of thing, and all of a sudden it's going to boom, say time to check in or something like that. So that's what you're doing on the laptop. Don't worry about what the hub says because the hub says different things. I don't know why.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, Chris, I know it's confusing because everybody's answering, and I understand. You're not bringing your luggage with you. You're bringing luggage, but you're not bringing it into the terminal. So that's the difference. You're going to check it, and then you're going to walk in the terminal. So you won't be bringing luggage with you into the terminal. You're just bringing your backpack, which you confirmed earlier. Right. We got that. Yep. All right. We're moving on from that. Okay, cool. I'm trying to find my notes now since we're kind of caught up as we go. So we talked about the embarkation. Again, less than 10 minutes from entering the building to sitting down. Any updates on the perfect sugar to cinnamon ratio? I did not get a churro this time around. I know, sadly disappointed, Sarah. Did we see a churro somewhere? I feel like I talked on the way back, right?
In the bag. I think there's some on the streets.
Yeah, but no, sadly, no churro this time. So Evan used fair flat. Okay, I talked about that, so we can skip past that. On the food, the only other thing I wanted to talk about that we didn't cover, the main thing was the steakhouse. One thing that was interesting. So Evan had got what is it called? Spice rub?
The spice rub ribeye, boneless ribeye.
Yeah.
First
He got
time.
that last time. The in May. And then this time around, we both got the cowboy steak, or it's a ribeye as well, right? So, and he had let me taste it. Yeah, he had let me taste the spice rub, and I remember thinking, wow, this is really good. You can taste especially like the salt rub or whatever they put in there as well. The cowboy steak, not so much. And again, I know sometimes people say it's different on every ship and this, that. Maybe that's the case, but both of us on this time felt the same way. I mean, he ate the spice rub last time. I just had a taste of it, but there was a noticeable difference in that. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. If you're debating between the two and you want something more flavorful, I think size-wise they were about the same. Yeah, Evan?
Well, they're both 18 ounces, but one's 18 ounces with a bone, the other one's not. The boneless one was actually a bigger steak that I couldn't finish with all the side dishes and everything like that. This one was noticeably smaller, and I finished it. I powered through.
And that was we saw future play. Yeah, I just think I ended up getting one. It took me around like an hour to get on the ship. What time did you get there? I may have missed that. What time did you get there? I got the ribeye too. It was delicious. I usually get the lamb chops, which is also amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wanda got them in April, got the lamb chops and let me taste it, and they were delicious. They were really, really good. I love it when they let you choose a fancy salt for your steak. They don't do that anymore. Yeah, people told me about that from previous, steakhouse experiences. And the 3 times I've been, so April, May, June, they don't do that anymore, which is
one thing about the steakhouse is it's not just a meal; it's an experience. So don't go there looking to get out in a half an hour or hour. You could be there for 2 hours, and you're going to get the courses served to you. Everything's table served, and they do a great job in bringing stuff out to you. And if you have a question or ask for something additional, they'll bring it to you. But if you're on a time constraint, don't plan that. Just plan on that being your meal, and then you'll pick up afterwards. It's worth it. It's definitely worth the time.
Yeah, if you're one of these people that just wants to rush through a meal, it's not the place for you. I can tell you that right now. I know people are complaining about how long it takes in the main dining room. It's going to take even longer in the steakhouse, especially if you have a large party. We had 10 of us that were there, so but it was good. Yeah, again, the lamb chop's good. Around 11. So you got there 11, and it took you an hour to get through the terminal, or to get to the terminal and board the ship. I'm just curious, and because we got there at 10 and boarded just right after 11. That's all the hubby needed to hear, waiting for his steakhouse dinner. Yeah, that's right, Shay. I know you were telling me about that.
Oh wow, really?
Miracle last month, they let us choose. It was the very first time they did it for us. Oh, okay.
Well, I wonder if we could have asked for it, if they would have brought it out if asked.
That's a good point.
Now we got to book a cruise just to find the answer.
I know. I never missed a steakhouse on a cruise. It's the first thing I booked. Good for you. Yeah, Wanda is definitely all about that first night steakhouse. Are they doing the free bottle of wine the first night? They are, but let me tell you something. I mentioned this, I think, before, but I'm going to say it again for anybody else who's watching this now or watching it on a replay. You got to ask for it. They're not going to just offer it to you. And if you're there with a group of people, make sure to ask for it per reservation, because again, we would ask for it. They would just bring one for the table. So unless you ask specifically, they won't bring it. It's still available. It's still an option for the first night, but just keep in mind, they're not going to offer it to you. You're going to have to ask. Free house bottle, the steakhouse for the first night. It is hit and miss the salt. I've had it offered sometimes and other
Oh,
times.
I'd
Yeah.
love it. I'm a salt freak, and I would have loved that. I didn't even think about it.
Well, I guess I have to book another cruise.
Me too, Sarah.
That's funny. The other thing I want to talk about food wise was Evan and I went to the seafood shack. We both kind of wanted to redo because I ordered the buffalo shrimp last time, but we were both kind of full and we just kind of ate it to eat it kind of thing. But so this time around, I ordered the peel and eat shrimp. Evan ordered the buffalo shrimp. Since I've been talking a lot, I want to let my throat rest a little bit. So I'll let Evan talk about what he thought of the buffalo shrimp, and he tried the peel and eat as well. Go ahead, Evan.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, last cruise in April, Honey got that as I was filming the sail away party. So by the time I got to the shrimp, it was a half an hour old, and it was good, and it was crisp, crunchy, and it just wasn't warm, but it tasted really good. So this time I wanted to experience it fresh. And the funny thing was, it wasn't as crisp as last time when it was fresh. But Honey got that peel and eat shrimp, and if you know anything about Honey, that he can put lemon on anything. And we're not talking about a little lemon. He'll put a whole lemon, which he did on the shrimp, but it was delicious. The peel and eat shrimp I enjoyed more than the breaded and fried buffalo shrimp. They were really good sized, medium. The two of us split those. So it was a good portion. It was a little bit more. It was like $12 compared to I think $7 for the buffalo shrimp. But it's worth it. It's worth it, especially if you do what we did. Each one of us got one and we just shared.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that peel and eat shrimp might be a go-to for me every cruise. I really, really enjoyed it. It was really, and you know what? The nice thing about it, because luckily I was able to share it with Evan because I couldn't eat it all by myself, but it's something I could take back and put it in my fridge and because it's already cold, right? So I can. What's that?
Not if I'm there. It's not going back to the room. Trust me.
That's
the
right.
shrimp was that good.
So yeah, Sean had the wine. Sorry, go ahead.
I bring her the wine as a consolation gift because she didn't get to go on the cruise with me because of her work schedule. But she and her friend Melody loved that wine. They were actually finishing the one from last month when I presented the new one that we just got home with.
Very cool. Is the lobster tail free in the MDR? Not on the short cruises. On the longer cruises, on the first elegant night, they will have the lobster tails. But on these short cruises, you can purchase the lobster in the main dining room, but not on the 3 and 4 day sailings. Hey, Janice, welcome in. If you want to carry off your luggage, is it always much earlier than others, or can you go when you want? No, you definitely much earlier than everybody else. And that was one of the things I had a note to talk about was that before I used to always do the, leave it out the night before and, go and grab it and all that. I just recently, because I've been cruising without my family, I thought, I'll just try keeping it, and carrying it off myself. And I tell you, even now when I cruise with my family, I want to make sure everybody has, we don't bring more luggage than we need to so everybody can carry it off because it is so convenient, not having to wait. I'll tell you another thing that beyond the getting off the ship quickly and all that stuff. I'll tell you what was inconvenient from the past. For those of you that haven't cruised before, or maybe forgot, or maybe have never, what was inconvenient was the stuff that you need right the night before. So you have to put your luggage out by 11. I wrote it down. I think it was like 11 or 11:30 p.m. What were we saying, Evan? Sorry.
I think it was 11.
Yeah. So whatever it was, 11. So you have to have it outside. So that means that's it. That luggage is gone. So unless you kept something to carry on, so everything that you need for the next day, any toiletry items, the clothes you're wearing at night, whatever, right? The clothes you sleep in, all that stuff, you're going to have to carry off with you. So it's just nice to not have to worry about that. The luggage stays with me. As soon as they allow you to start disembarking, they'll tell you if you already have your luggage, you can just start leaving the ship. And I'll tell you, if you can do it, do it. Evan, any thoughts on that before we move on?
No, I didn't do it on our first cruise, our first ever cruise with Hani on the Panorama back in October. We did the luggage pickup and then go out. No, you got to wait for your muster station to be called before you get off the ship because they're juggling around luggage. They're not going to put 2,000 pieces of luggage out there. They're going to do it per your muster station. So when you get down there, then you find it. Then what are you going to do? Your choices are to grab all your suitcases and lug them the rest of the way through the customs and then up to your vehicle. Or once again, they have porters their services are available for free, but you got to tip. and they just make your life so much easier. They actually walk with you all the way through customs and drop your luggage off at the curb where you can go have your vehicle brought around. So, but that was on the first cruise, and that was kind of a lot of work. When I went with Hani on our February cruise, and I can't remember what I did with my wife on our December cruise. I think we might have carried it off, but just at first I was like, I don't want to lug it off. But once you do it, and your freedom is there, you just leave when you want to leave, and you're done. So it was helpful.
Definitely. Michael, sorry, I had this up. I was going to answer it and then got sidetracked. But the steakhouse, it was my birthday that first day. It was actually on my birthday on the 10th. And they sang happy birthday. And they brought out like one of those little sphere cake or chocolate sphere things. And, did a little thing. So that was it. Nothing super special, but it was nice. It was better than nothing. But yeah, they did sing happy birthday and then brought out that little chocolate sphere. I don't know about it, but okay, just answering that question. This is your special dessert. You filmed the sail away party. You should post it somewhere so other people can see how great it was. Evan filmed it actually. I was out there dancing. Evan, go ahead.
You've got several of them on your YouTube page already. This one will eventually make it up there. I just have to transfer it over to Hani's, folder and let him do what he wants with it. But yeah, it's there. It may not be something he can post because it's got the music on it, so he might get a copyright violation.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
But if you want to post it on Evan has, just for fun, he has a YouTube channel called The Beach Life with a Y, just for fun. He did it just fun, just to mess with me, and I was like, no, keep it. It's funny. So he's got stuff in there, yeah. So it's LYFE. But I do want to get posted, whether you posted, Evan, or I posted, because it's we've been wanting to talk about Gabe. It was Gabe. It's our first time cruising with Gabe, the cruise director, and he did an amazing job. I'll tell you, just because we may not get to it, Gabe did an amazing job. The deck parties, everything that he did that was like a fun social event. Was awesome. So for those that were like, he's new. Yes, he's new, but he trained under Lee Mason, who's an awesome cruise director. He was a Fun Squad member on the Mardi Gras, which is their flagship for Carnival, but he did really, really good. So I do want to get that. And I know I filmed the Mega Deck party and I filmed the 80s parts of the 80s party, and he was excited to see them posted. And I told him I would tag him when I post those. So I recommend carrying off your luggage. Just makes it easier to get in and out of the port, especially if you have an early flight. Yep. For special occasion, is it something they ask you or plan in advance? So, I forgot to do this myself. I forgot to put that it was my birthday, like in the check-in area or in the cruise planner, I think. There's an area where I think it's in the cruise manager, and somebody may have answered it. If not, I think it's in the cruise manager. You could check if it's your anniversary, birthday, or whatever. I didn't do it. I ended up just telling them when I got there, and I had already planned it. I had talked to the manager in May, let him know we had a large party and all that. But I told him that it was my birthday when I was there as well. So just let them know if you can't find where it is on the cruise manager and stuff. So, you're going on a 3-day sailing. Yeah, sorry. You'll have to buy the lobster tail if you want the lobster. My friend and I finished a new bottle. All this wine talk is making me thirsty. Wish I had a fun ship in my hands. That's a good drink. I always walk off my luggage. So if you have an early today, we'll accommodate you. Yeah, that's a good point. On Radiance, you waited in Liquid Lounge with your bags and we're first ones off. Fam, what's going on, cuz?
Dina?
What's going on, Dina? Oh, hey. I'm learning so much. Thank you both. Oh, you're very welcome. Awesome. Glad. And that's the reason why I do this. For sure. Hey there, Richard. Welcome in, bud. Appreciate you.
Let's go back to Wendy's comment about learning so much. If you're not already a member of Hani's The Beach Life on YouTube, on Facebook, it's hard to say, join it, because that's a great questions and you'll get great answers. And don't not ask a question. It doesn't matter what you think. If you think it's a silly or basic question, cruisers are all from everyone you go on a cruise, you're going to see blue cards, red cards, gold, platinum, and diamond, and they're all there. So everybody's got experiences. And when I did my first cruise, had Han with us, we would have probably not done half of what we did because we were worried. We didn't know if we would do it right. Ask the questions. Those of us out there that have the knowledge will answer happily, and you'll have a much better cruise.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Also, happy birthday, fellow Gemini. Well, thank you, and happy birthday to you. There was a lot of birthdays, a lot of people celebrating birthdays on that cruise. That was the other cool thing. How are you able to carry off your luggage? So yeah, you'll just keep it in your room, and then when they start the debarkation procedures, you just take it off with you. That's it, and then you'll take it off the ship. Now the tough part is the elevators get really, really busy, so just be prepared. Luckily, we were on deck 2, and then deck 3 is where they were, you were exiting, and I kind of lugged my 2 luggage, up one flight of stairs or whatever. But if just be patient and understand that you'll have to use the elevators if you have, if you're on a higher floor or whatever. But yeah, you just wheel it off.
These are great questions. 2 great questions.
What good seafood restaurants are in Ensenada that are close to the port? Oh, wow. There's and I haven't tried it yet. Somebody was telling me about that place. You'll see it if you're coming in from the port side and then walking up like towards Papa's and Beer and all that stuff. But before, like very early on, there's a place called like Marisco's something. And I've heard a few people told me that place is good for seafood. But I haven't, I'm sure they had seafood at the La Guadalajara, but I don't know that any of us got it while we were there. But you'll see it. Like it's like when you pass the Hotel Bahia in that area, you'll see this places like Marisco's Seafood or something like that. Evan, any thoughts or ideas on that one?
No, I was going to say the same thing that you had. Otherwise, you're going to get the typical fish tacos. There was that place actually that Sean and I went to that was right next to Senor Poblano's, which is right on the corner, but it's a restaurant. I believe they have like a covered patio out. And we went there when my wife and I cruised, and it was really good. It was a little bit expensive, but my wife got this gigantic Bloody Mary, and I got like 2 sodas, and I think it was ridiculous. I mean, come on. I think we got 6 tacos, 2 of each one, and it was probably about $50. But if you think about it here, you're not going to eat like that for that cheap here. So,
well, that's a good segue then for La Guadalajara. The one thing I want to mention, just because again I keep getting all these other, which is fine, keep them coming. But I did want to. The only thing I wanted to point out with La Guadalajara, food's great environment, but there's 6 of us that ate there. 6 of us. One person got a margarita. A few people got beers. I think I got a soda, whatever. $44 for the 6 of us at La Guadalajara. Crazy. So last night your room steward will leave debarkation info on you for you. You just carry off the luggage. Okay, just to answer the question earlier for Michael. Okay, we're on deck 8. Yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you. The only thing I would add is an experienced cruiser. Jolene, welcome in. Thank you. Bring a non-surge protector pack. Yeah, they would not allow it.
And an extension cord, because all of the plugs are on the far side. And if you want to run a charger to your cell phone, bring an extension cord. You'll run it across the floor. Just be careful. Don't trip over it.
Yeah, for sure. Also, the sooner you leave your cabin, the better for the crew to sanitize for the turnover. The city will announce which areas you can wait with your luggage until they call you. Yep, good point. Did you eat the Lupita's place next to the fish market? No, I didn't. We walked through there again this time, and I filmed it, but I haven't eaten there. That's the crazy thing. There's so many great. There's another one that Evan and I ran into one time when we walked all the way around that we had seen on somebody else's like a food person, not a cruiser. Video that we're like, oh, we recognize that place. There's so many places, right? And there's so much time and only so much stomach space. But there's just a lot of great places. But no, I did not eat at that place. That was in the video. Sanitize, gotcha. Buffering. Oh, am I buffering? Uh-oh. What do you wear to the white party? I heard not just white, sometimes different colors too. All I know is white, and I haven't heard anything different. The white party, just for those that don't know, there is a white party on the 4-day. There's no longer a white party on the 3-day sailing. So if you are on the 4-day that goes to Catalina and Ensenada, they still have a white party. And as far as now, you can wear whatever you want. I just want to make sure that don't think that you could only attend the white party if you wear white. It's funny because I remember Ryan Rose, the cruise director before, said, "Hey, ask the room steward to bring you one of the white Carnival robes and wear that." So don't feel like you have to bring something. You could always do that. And you can request. Yeah, we've done that. We've requested the fan from
From
guest
the
service.
room steward. That's the key. Ask the room steward. You don't have to go to guest services.
I always see great places on my way back. So much food. Yeah, absolutely. The big scoop of guac and
Yeah.
cheese.
She ordered chips and guacamole, and they brought, I mean, it was probably the size of a softball of guacamole.
Jolene, now you mentioned that. I don't know if they're doing the free deck. I haven't asked for one in a long time, but I don't know if they're still. Somebody had said that they're not doing that anymore, but I'll have to make a note to myself to see if they're still doing that. I heard that Careta is the best seafood. Where's that at? I never even heard of that place. Where's that at, Richard? Okay, so now we're caught up. What was the other thing I want to talk about? We talked about the food. Ensenada. Oh, the taco cart. So for those of you that have watched my previous videos, and I kept talking about the taco cart that's by the McDonald's, which is like the McDonald's is right here, and the taco cart's literally right across the street from it. It's more like a trailer, like a little trailer than it is cart. But anyway,
a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah, exactly. At the guy's burger joint, I like to love my burger with onions. All this stuff. Okay, so Evan got. Well, tell them what you got. I'll let you talk for a second.
I don't know if they had anything different than what I got, but I got one of each. I wanted to sample it, so I got a carne asada taco, I got a fish taco, and I got the al pastor taco, which is a marinated pork. It's one that you might have seen. It's on a giant spit, and they'll slice it down like a gyro sandwich. And I got all three of them with everything on it. So the carne asada, I think, came with guacamole. The al pastor came with pico, and the fish taco came with cabbage, and I put the white cream sauce on it. And I think I had the carne asada first, and it was good. It wasn't great, and we had been looking forward to going to this trailer for probably 6 cruises now, and it smells so good, and it was good. It was worth it. It's only $1.50, so it's a great price. I had the al pastor next, and I love it when it's, and Honey knows this, I love it when it's charred. Like they charred up on the flat top. It wasn't quite charred, but it was good. But the fish taco was fantastic. I spent $4.50 on 3 tacos, and I was very happy with the lunch. Very happy. I would probably go there again if we were in a rush. They were right there. But I thought
you didn't like it. I thought you didn't like it.
You thought what?
I thought you didn't like it. That's what.
No, I thought that it was okay, but I had expected so much more from the way that the smells were from the last few times. It smelled like it was going to be the best taco you've ever had in your life, and it wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it, and I would eat there if we were in a pinch heading back to the ship versus going to a sit-down restaurant.
Okay, but
I would want to try that La Guadalajara next time
for sure. Richard's saying that place he mentioned, the seafood place, it's by Dona Garcia Tequila. Go up the street. It's on the corner of the strip where all the shops are at. Okay. Good to know. So for me, just on that taco cart trailer thing, I got the carne asada quesadilla, and it was good. My only problem was they didn't like everybody else. They were asking them what they wanted on their tacos. They didn't ask me what I wanted on there, so I just assumed they were going to ask me like everybody else. They didn't ask me, so I thought, okay, it's just going to come with meat and cheese or whatever, which I was completely okay with. And I was getting ready to tell them whatever comes, put it on the side if they asked. But they didn't, and they just put everything on there, and it kind of was served open-faced, which was, again, different, which is not a big deal. I don't care. I could have closed it, but they served it open-faced and then just put everything on there, salsas and onions and this and that. Well, unfortunately, I love those things typically, but because of my surgery, I can't tolerate the spicy salsas and the onions right now. And so anyway, because of that, I ended up throwing it away. I tried to pick at some of the meat and eat it, but it was starting to bother me, so I just threw it away, which is unfortunate. But just keep that in mind if you didn't want anything specific, because I know some people don't like guacamole, or don't like salsa, don't like onions, whatever. Just keep that in mind. If you order the carne asada quesadilla or even the tacos, make sure to ask them or tell them in advance what you may not want on there. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up because we are like 1 minute or an hour and a half. Sorry. Where's the La Guadalajara restaurant? It is so. I like to use the McDonald's as a good, landmark because it's very identifiable. So if you're facing the McDonald's, it's going to be to the right. Like, so I guess you could be facing in any direction. It's either going to be, if you're facing it this way, it's going to be to your right. If you're facing it this way, it's going to be behind you. But it's very close. You'll see it. It's got like a pink awning. I have it in one of my videos, Furman. I don't know if you're connected to me on my YouTube channel, but I have it in my videos, and I actually show you where it's located at. So there's one video where I talk about the massage place and La Guadalajara restaurant. So if you're not connected with me on Facebook, get connected, and I'll get you that videos. Beach Bums Tacos Dessert with Churro Shell. It's going to happen. Yummy. All right, Sarah, I'm going to hold you to that. All right. So as I wrap this up, what's that, Evan?
I said, heck yeah, it sounds really good, actually.
So what you missed is last time around, she said, I was telling her she was asking about lanyards, beach bum lanyards. And I said, well, if you're crafty or whatever, feel free to come up with a design and stuff, and I'll have some made. She said, no, I'm a chef, so it'd have to be something more culinary. So she says, how about beach bums tacos? And I said, oh, that sounds great. And she said, how about dessert tacos with churro shells? So that's where that came from. Thank you. I'll look for it. Okay. And again, like I said, if you can't find it, Furman, let me know. And thanks for another awesome live. Cool. Let me just wrap up with this. So the videos I have coming out from this last cruise, of course, the Embarkation Day video. I finally got to film the mustard drill. My friend, one of the employees is leaving now. Alexander actually took the camera and filmed, which was really cool. I'll miss Alexander. He's a good dude. Evan usually does the spa. So I went up there with him to go talk to his girl, Shane, that does his pedicure. And I said, hey, would you guys like to do a spa tour for me? And they said, yeah. So it's a really fun video. So check that out if you're interested in the spa. Shane and Cheryl, I think was the other girl's name. They were a lot of fun in that video. So if nothing else, for them. What's that?
Did you already post that?
No. These are videos that are coming. I did a cabin tour of our Ocean View cabin. I actually got a better video of the secret decks. I have a few of them, but this one I think will actually get released. So the secret decks are the, whatever you want to call them, the front decks. So that'll be coming. Ship some of the stuff like how to get to the Limelight Lounge, which was a point of contention for a lot of people, is navigating around the ship, how to get to the Limelight Lounge where they do the comedy shows and stuff, and to the Sunset Dining Room, which is on the back of the ship and on the aft. So I have some videos of showing you how to get to those. The Mega Deck Party, the 80s Rock and Glow Party, and then, of course, Ensenada. So look for those. And I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
Evan, thank you for helping out here tonight. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Thanks for another awesome live. Almost won $1,500 in bingo. Yeah, one number away, right? Yeah, what a bummer. Evan, thanks for joining tonight and sharing great tips. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Very cool. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you all soon. Look for the video.